And that's not changed.
In this tournament?
Yeah, that's not changed, mate. It's something where, like I said, every time we come away, we focus on the defensive side of the game. We've got to. We know what it takes to kind of get to finals of competitions. We've looked at how teams have got to finals in the past and what you need to do defensively to not concede goals, and how important it is to defend as a team, to defend as a unit, because you're coming up against the best team in the world. And it's so important we get back to that. And listen, I don't think we're far away. Okay, we've played some fantastic teams the last few months, and it's important we get back to doing what we're doing, but I don't think we're far away. Like you said, the Euros was huge for us in terms of how we defend as a team, not just the back forward and picks in goal, but I think the whole unit, the whole 11 that was playing, it was so big. And we're talking about that again. We talk about that every single day because we know what it takes to get to a final of a major competition, and we're making sure we take that on board to go into the first game now.
And there's above him.
I'll be honest, we see the same old Harry Maguire every time we come away. I've known him since I was a kid at Sheffield United. I played with him when I was on loan there, and great friend of mine, and an even better footballer. And listen, he gets a lot of stick, we all see that. I don't think it's warranted, if I'm being honest, because I think he's a fantastic player and a fantastic human being, but we see the same old Harry Maguire every time he comes here, and how he plays for England, the leader that he is, the character that he is. He's a brilliant person, and like I said, we all come together when we get here, and we know what we have to do. So in terms of him as a player and a person, I can't speak more highly of him, because I can only speak of knowing him here, because I don't know what the plan is at Man United, but in terms of knowing him here, he's an incredible character and a great person to have around as well. Yeah. Again, I go back to the kind of questions we've answered today in terms of what can we do to try and affect change, what can we do to try and help people as much as we can in the position that we find ourselves in. We're so privileged to find ourselves as footballers, and kind of every player kind of comes and sits up here and gets asked questions, and we want to try and help as much as we can. We don't mind the questions, and what do we want to get out of it? We want to get people talking. Of course we do, as a team, as players, as individuals. We want to get the conversation out there, because we need to eradicate this. We need to eradicate it. We've seen it too many times in the past, and we're doing our best to try and help. We're not going to be able to kind of get rid of it completely, even though we want to, and it's important we keep on trying to have the conversation about it.
So you think you should do it?
I think it's something we're going to speak about it later on in the week, and we'll come to a team decision. I think if I sit here now and say, yeah, we should do it, we shouldn't do it, I don't think that's part of football. What's part of football is kind of we're a team sport, and like I said, we'll speak to each other over the weekend and find out what the best way going forward is. But what I will say is that we want to help as much as we possibly can.
Oh.
Of course, and not just younger players, but I think kind of the way everyone comes together here, it's so easy to speak to people. And listen, you don't have to speak to the younger players much here, because they're so mature, the quality that they have, the quality that they show in training, the amount of times we've played together now. I think the squad's been together for quite a while now, and we're developing a real mentality of being together every time we go away, and that's so important to be successful as a team. So in terms of speaking to them, I do my best, and I try every time I come away to try and help people as much as I can, but they don't need much talking to, because like I said, the maturity from the boys is something I've never seen before. So like I said, the way we come together as a team is the most important thing, and we need to make sure we take that into the tournament.
Hi Conor, to get used to it.
No, it's something where we've got to prepare ourselves, we've got to be ready, we've got to be ready for what comes our way in the next few weeks, because we're all preparing for the same thing, and I can't speak for other nations and what they try to do. We trained today and we've worked our socks off. We've trained in it, it's been great, we've enjoyed it, we're trying to embrace it as much as we possibly can. So it's up to the gaffer and the staff, obviously, what they want to do moving forward. But in terms of training today and how we've gone about it, I think we started at 12:30 today, and it was lovely, it was top draw. So like I said, we're coming here to kind of embrace what's coming our way, because we don't get this chance very often back home, because it's usually lashing down with rain and freezing cold. So we're trying to embrace it, and listen, we'll take it into the tournament. So the gaffer will probably sit here and tell you what time training is or whatever, but we'll embrace it as a team as much as we can.
Conor.
It's huge, and the mentality just doesn't. We don't just speak about international football with that, we speak about league football. Lads do that every single week at the clubs as well, and we understand how important clean sheets are going forward, and we understand that how important they are in a tournament, because we've looked in the past at teams that have been successful, how many goals they concede, which is very rarely any, maybe one or whatever that may be, and it's important we focus on that side of our game, because that's what we've been so good at. So we won't change in terms of how we approach games and how we prepare for games, and that's a huge part in how we want to play. So we'll focus on what we need to focus on to get back to what we want to be doing, definitely.
And Edge left the club, or?
Yeah, we spoke to him quite a bit. We obviously didn't speak too much after Saturday because it wasn't a good day for us, but in terms of before, when we got picked on Thursday and different things, it was something about, he's always open to speak about obviously his own experiences as well, kind of in major competitions and different things, and he told us to come and enjoy it, to give the best of ourselves as much as we possibly can, and to try and do the country proud as much as we possibly can. But like I said, he's a fantastic manager, and he's always at hand for a conversation if we need him as well.
I'll take the last one over here.
Group.
Just call me a tourist, Danny. I don't think of myself as that, if I'm being honest. I think of myself as a player who's coming to try and affect, to try and help as much as I possibly can. And like I said, to push everyone. I've said it plenty of times before. If you're not going to play in a team, what you're going to do? You're going to sit and sulk and go back to your room, or are you going to try and give your best of yourself to try and push people as much as you possibly can? And that's all I want to do. And that's all I want to do, is to help. If I'm called upon, I'll be there to help as much as I can. But in terms of thinking of myself as that, I don't. I think of myself as a football player to try and help as much as I can, and I won't change that attitude. I won't change that way of playing. And like I said, we're all kind of looking in the same way. We've kind of got our blinkers on and focused on what we need to focus on, and that's going as far as we can and making the country proud in these next few weeks.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.